Hello.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Bitch Sesh, the Real Housewives Breakdown Show.
I'm Casey Wilson.
I'm Danielle Schneider.
Guys, I mean, are we Casey and Danielle or are we Mona and Sony?
We've never heard them refer to themselves as that. That was like we'd all been calling them that forever, but I liked it.
Ramona and Sonia, the adventures of Mona and Sony are so good. I just love that. It made me feel so warm.
Yeah, it made me, but I don't know why. It made me picture them as like 80 and living in Boca Raton or, or Delray Beach and like on, like in the retirement community. It made them seem older to me, but that made me love them more as like a grandmother. Like
I hope when we're their age, we're just calling each other like C-Dubs and Danny and just really, and I'm
Do I
coming
have to
over
refer to you now as C-Dubs?
Yeah, and I'm coming over to your house and you're clearing up your dog shit off your foyer.
I felt like her clearing that dog shit was for show. P.S. Like that does not happen if the camera's not on. That just stays there.
I feel like interns are just literally stepping over it for days at a time. Like, you do it. We're not getting paid.
I feel like that dog should have a colostomy bag, and that is for sure. Like
dog. I feel like there's many dogs, and she's not clear on how many. And
no, nobody is. Some of them might be feral and just like walked in the house off the streets, like street dogs.
That is a broke down palace. Sonia's house.
It's a palace of broken dreams.
Yeah, but more on all that
but
later.
We're not a broken dream. We're in a live dream. Speaking of, in case you had a follow-up to last week's conversation, did you not?
I do have an update.
Yes, thank you.
Update, just to bring some of you up to speed.
Some closure.
And closure, just very briefly, last week, I woke up having shit myself and woke up covered in my own shit. And I really appreciate all the comments and the love I've gotten.
Yeah, there has been a lot of support and sort of like been there girl, done that girl. But some people were like, hasn't happened yet, scared for the future.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that. People who it hadn't happened to, they weren't gloating. They were like, oh.
They were like, it's coming for me. Yeah. It comes for all of us.
And, two quick updates. One update is that I'm not sure I quite conveyed how much I was asleep in. And that's not an update anyone wants, but I just want to live in my truth. And the second update.
And in your filth.
Yeah. The second update is that I try to have not an open marriage.
Wait, what?
What I would give. No, I try to, be open and honest in my relationship. And a lot of you really reached out and said, like, tell your husband, like, you should tell him you shit the bed. And I did. And
How did you come to it? Like,
much like that, I said, there's something I need to tell you. And it was quite serious because, again, I think you would agree. Mm-hmm. I think he just has some sophistication to him.
He is. He's a gentleman.
Yeah. And it's, and not that anyone wants to know that they were sleeping next to someone who shit themselves. Like, nobody wants that. But I broke it to him and I just had to come out with it. I said, I shit all over myself. And
while in bed next to you.
Yeah, and you continued sleeping it. And he was appalled, aghast. He was.
What did he say exactly?
He's like, you shit our marital bed? He just kept saying, you shit our marital bed. He was like, do we need a new mattress? Do we need a new bed? He's like, did you check the mattress? I'm like, no. He's like, what do you mean, no? There was a lot of back and forth like that. Uh-huh. And then there was a lot of discussions about it. It's like, can you every morning or everything okay? And I'm, it hasn't happened again. Our guest, I was talking to her and we'll introduce her in a second, posited maybe it's something to do with childbirth, but my son is 1, so I'm not sure.
But, even though your son is 1, and I'll say this as a mother also, your body is broken forever from all of this. Right. We all we ourselves are broke down palaces.
I'm laughing
like Sonia's house
now because who was it that told us that millennials are listening to our show?
Jessica St. Clair said that millennials are listening to our show. Hi, millennials. So glad to have you here.
I'm just laughing. I'm sure the millennials love to hear us talking about shitting ourselves and like our vaginas post babies.
Guess what? You're in for it too. I know you feel all tight and all your holes are tight right now, but they're coming for you.
You millennials with your tight holes.
They'll all loosen up. And it's not just baby, it's age.
It's not just baby. You're going to have shit coming out of one hole and something else coming out of another hole. You don't know what's coming.
So get ready, millennials. But we love you and thank you for listening.
And thank you for listening, you cute little millennials.
So I also had some revelation this week, which is that, our listeners alerted us to this.
What?
Which is that SJP, Sarah Jessica Parker, the queen of young ladies everywhere, is drinking Whispering
the queen of
Angel.
Our generation. I don't know about the millennials. Are like,
you might know who she is. You're like, Grandma Parker? I don't know. But our generation, she was kind of our young single gal when we were young single gals.
Absolutely.
And she posted on Instagram, and thank you listeners for alerting us to this, that she is a lover and hears the angels whisper. And that's exciting.
It's so exciting. And she's best friends with Andy Cohen, who I also know loves it. So I'm just picturing the two of them just knocking it back.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw the cutest photo, and it's so sad to talk about celebrities, like, you know, and just like want to be a part of their world.
I feel like I am. So that's the sadder part.
I know, but you know, I saw this like really cute photo of her doing a lemonade sale with her daughters, Marion and Tabitha. Yeah. And Andy Cohen had just like swung by and was like on a bike. I'm like, what kind of charmed life are they living in New York? In New York, I was like living in a shithole where my bed was basically on the ground, and twice I reached down to get my phone and brushed a rat's tail. Like how many rats were there that twice I brushed their tail?
I just remember living in New York, poor as a church mouse, and reaching in my pocket one day and finding a quarter and being like, I can get cream cheese on my bagel now, sir.
Wow.
So it's a different life we lived, but
over in the West Village,
appreciate what they're doing with James and the girls. Their older son is James.
James and the girls.
So it's nice to know that SJP drinks the same wine as us.
And one more little update on Watch What Happens Live. Ms. Lisa Rinna changed up her hairstyle. And everybody on the internet was making this big deal about it as though she changed her hairstyle. So I was expecting she just did it a little different.
She slicked it back.
And it looked horrible.
It looked terrible. She, you all know I've been a supporter of Rinna hair for a long time, but I cannot get on board with this. She changed. I don't know what's going on with her. Something's happening.
It was indefensible.
Rinna.
It was like a greasy pompadour.
Yes, it was like very like Adrian's Med in Grease 2, if you will. And I know you millennials have no idea who that is, but I am.
Guys, millennials, don't turn us off.
Don't turn us off. I'll make a reference. Eventually.
Millennials, one day I'll
Gigi
say.
Hadid.
Anwa.
We'll talk about things I promise. Keep us on.
Kendall, Kylie, Black China. Okay, guys, I realized as I said Black China, it sounded like I was doing some type of like accent there, and I wasn't.
You were, but
okay.
I know who that is too. She and Rob Kardashian are now engaged. So
yes, Grandma.
Guys, they're engaged. I know of which you speak.
Oh God, what? We have so much to discuss today, and I think without further ado,
yes, please.
Should we bring out our guest?
Yes, I love this lady. Is a love. She is
a love, and she's a dear friend of Danielle and I's for many, many, many years, and she's hilarious. She's the woman that I'm going to just say this before I bring you out. Remind me of Steel Magnolias. Millennials, stay with me. When
Don't leave us. Julia Roberts was in it.
Shirley MacLaine. Oh, wait.
No. Don't bring up Olympia.
Olympia. Okay. Dear old Hannah.
Oh, God. They don't even know who that is.
Splash. Okay. There was a line with Olympia Dukakis where she said, and I'm not going to act it up, but I'll try.
Please do.
She said, if you can't say something nice, come sit by me. Okay. And that is who.
She also said, what did she say in that movie? Oh, I love Olympia Dukakis in that movie.
She's always just like, Weezer.
Yeah, she's like, you're my best friend. I love you more than my couch or something.
That's a really good Olympia.
No, I love you more than my luggage.
Yeah. I love in that movie when Julia Roberts is like, whoa, orange juice. Like her lips are like busting out of her face.
When she has
she's
juice coming out of that lips. It's not the best. We've seen Julia Roberts, but it is like the first time she sort of graced our screen. So millennials, check it out. It's a good one.
It's a great film, you guys. Please welcome Daniella Pally.
Woo! Hi.
Yay. It's the first applause we've done for it.
I know. I'm excited. Daniella also helped clean out my closet. She organized my closet in a way that it was years ago, but you made me look at clothes a different way.
Oh, thank you. I tried.
So, guys, I was lucky.
And this is a tidbit Alicia Cuthbert shared with me on Happy Endings. Kim Kardashian used to be a closet organizer. That was her job. And she organized Paris Hilton's closet and she organized Alicia's. And I went into Alicia's closet once and it is so immaculately organized. And she said she's still like respecting that footprint.
I do too. I still think about what you said, and I also
What did you say, Daniela?
Well, you also said like, I think we're done with stripes. I think you have enough.
I'm wearing a striped shirt.
And I say every other. That's the one thing where I'm like, no, I can never have enough stripes. That's the one thing where I'm just. But every time I'm about to purchase a stripe, your voice is in my head being like, I think we're done. I think you've got enough. You've hit your limit.
95% stripe.
It was, and now it's 98%.
Wow.
You're seeing the 2% that's not.
Daniela, now you're wearing a sweatshirt that says "probably famous."
Yes.
Thank you.
That's all we have to say.
I bought it at the same time I bought the kale sweatshirt.
What did that say?
Made by the same company. You know, Beyonce wore it instead of Yale, it says kale.
I'm aware.
And-
Millennials are as well, so she can relate.
Lemonade. Becky.
With the good hair.
Daniela, you are an avid Housewives fan.
I am.
And all Bravo shows.
Yes.
You
pretty
watch
much.
everything we watch. She said tonight, I've watched everything but Below Deck.
Yes.
How she
Why
I
won't
don't
you watch
like
that?
the open ocean. So
That's where you draw a line.
That's where I draw the line, yeah. I have some fears about it.
Millennials, I'll tell you, there's open holes and open ocean.
And you'll step into both of them.
Now, do you watch Après Ski?
I did the first season.
There's a second season of Après Ski?
I don't know if it's going to make it.
I don't think so.
I think I watched like 2 of the first season.
What's your favorite Bravo show?
Is what's it called? The scripted original Bravo?
Wow, unexpected.
Scripted
Abby
original?
Elliott's on it.
Odd Mom Out.
I really like
I love
it.
that you refer to it as the scripted original.
I don't know the name, but you know how it went down in the breakdowns.
No, that's not my favorite. I'm lying. The
Girlfriend's
others-
Guide to
Thank
Divorce.
you.
Oh,
yeah, I
really?
really like that show.
I really like Odd Mom Out.
You do?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but it's fun.
I bet I would like both.
And Abby's
You would.
great on it. A
Yeah,
friend of
I
mine.
have to watch. I know that Jessica St. Clair, another guest and friend who also has told us the millennials are listening, also said that she wants to watch that show that you just said.
Yeah,
the
Girlfriend's
Guide.
Like she feels like she would like it. So
I like them both, and it's good to see, New York and LA portrayed, differently. But the main character in Odd Mom Out,
not a fan. Not interested.
Wow.
Interested.
And that's Drew Barrymore's sister-in-law.
Former.
soon to be ex.
R.I.P. guys. What happened
We
there?
did have a moment of silence. I read the People magazine article. It's unclear.
What do you think?
It was upsetting.
Yeah,
No, I think it's her.
I do too.
Oh.
I do.
I do.
I
say
thought it was
but
him. I thought it was him. My instinct was that it was him.
I think she's just not the marrying type.
Well, she's had a hard life. She's been through stuff, as we know. She grew up with no parenting, And
I don't know about her.
Oh, really?
And I know, and I will stop saying millennials, but I know gals of our generation are like all about Drew. I was never quite on the Drew train.
Really?
I was on the Reese train like 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I was on the Drew train. I think I even started wearing a like a thing around my
Daisy
neck.
choker.
Yeah, like
Sure.
around my neck because I was like, well, Drew says it's okay now, so I'm doing this. So
It takes all kinds.
yeah.
Guys, we're going to move into a roundup of a show that a lot of you started watching after Danielle and I started talking about
Well,
it.
I started watching because Casey was like, Danielle, how are you not watching? It's the best show. And then one episode in, and I was hooked. And then when I got deeper in, I couldn't believe.
Ba-ba-doo.
But every time I listen to it, I'm like, is that Casey singing it? And I'm not even kidding you. You did such a good impression. It was insane. It was so clear as bell. You and June,
means a
Diane,
lot.
both of you did an amazing impression. But the show keeps giving. I can't believe that every season it gets better. I can't believe what they give us every week. Like Real Houses of Beverly Hills. Is
They're
just
bleeding themselves over there. And Beverly Hills is
it's
giving us
treading
shit.
treading water, making us sit through it and pretending Munchausen is something that they really think is happening.
When we've got Pat, we've got Whitney, we've got Shep, we've got Cam.
T-Rav!
T-Rav!
T-Rav is like, guys, and I don't even know whose side I'm on.
This show
Every
is
week it
Southern
changes.
Charm. I mean, you just, Danielle,
Southern
you're
Charm.
talking a blue streak, and I'm just interrupting to just tell viewers Southern Charm. Go on.
Southern Charm it's everything I want a show to be. It's wish fulfillment. It is drama. I'm changing sides all the time. I don't know whose side I'm on week to week. It has beautiful people that I want to be, people I hate, people I love, people I'm attracted to.
I'm
people I
attracted to the women,
despise.
too. I'm so attracted to
Oh,
Cameron.
Cameron is the most beautiful
Her
person
body.
I've ever.
Ugh.
Everything about
Okay,
her.
now my husband has a theory about Cameron, which is not popular in my household. It's not
Which is
popular
you
with
and
me.
your son
With-
and your-
my son doesn't approve of this. and I hate to say this, and I know this sounds very kind of misogynistic, but he is questioned, does she have some type of eating disorder because she's so thin, yet in every scene is like, fried chicken! Like, she's never not gorging herself.
I think she's just blessed.
That's what I said.
But she looks healthy to me.
And her mom's
she doesn't
tiny.
look.
They've showed her mom on
Her
the
mom
show.
is gorgeous too.
And
I'm
tiny.
attracted
Guys,
to her mom
she's eating.
too.
Me too. I would take her mom in a heartbeat.
I was like,
She's also
what an
probably like
attractive family.
29.
She's 30. I think she was turning.
Guys,
30.
she's 33 if she's a day.
Really?
And I love her. And it sounds, everything I've said has been so horrible. I love Cameron. And I
love
wish
her
I could
so
be her.
much. I want to be her.
If anyone tags Cameron, I quit this podcast.
That's a threat, you guys.
Threat I will make good on. Who's your favorite character, Daniela?
I love T-Rav, of course. Yeah. And I also love the mom, Patricia.
Patricia.
I call her
Yeah.
Pat.
You call her Patty? Patty Cakes.
And I like the cutie with the dimples. He's so cute.
Cameron?
No.
No,
The man.
Craig.
Yeah.
Craig.
he's
Oh, that's
I
what
love
meant.
Craig
That's what I
too.
meant. Guys, I'm Team Shep. I love Shep, and they keep posting pictures like
Matt Besser turned this up.
no, but don't tag my husband in this. You tag my husband, I will quit this show.
Yes.
I think Shep is so cute.
Okay,
But
let's
you
say
guys-
who we would have sex with on 3 if we had to have sex with one of them, okay?
His name again, who I just said? Thank you.
Okay, spoiler alert. We know everyone but me.
Yes, I have said it already. Shep,
Okay.
Shep.
Craig.
Craig.
Really?
And Craig and Shep have such a rivalry as to like who's hotter. And
know.
Shep is so rude to Craig. He's
Yes,
literally
I
said
know.
things like, he's like, buddy, like you just got to get a trust fund, where it sounds like he's going to say get a
That's what I
job.
like about him. and I will say this in defense of my husband, I feel like my husband has some Shep qualities.
Oh.
My husband is kind of a good old Southern boy. He's from Arkansas. And he like learned how to like fish and trap, and you know what I mean? Like my husband is kind of a good old Southern boy, kind of tall, kind of lanky, kind of like a sense of humor, a goofball. Like I think I have a thing for that type, and that is Shep too.
Danielle, I mean, I wish you all the best with Shep. No, I love Shep. Although to me, and again, I told everyone I had my crush on Antonia was Ian Ziering because I go after the one I think I could get, which is probably like, who's the foppish friend, like the old man with the reddish hair?
Oh, you mean the gay?
Yes.
That's who you think you could get?
Yeah. I mean, if I had to roll in there, that's probably who I could at least get to pal around with me. You know the one? He's like,
Yes,
he's
the
like
friend that was like accompanying. He's like a Tennessee Williams character. He like accompanies Patricia to things.
Yes, and he's now friends with Catherine. He's
Catherine,
like,
yeah.
so darling. He's like, darling.
know which side your friends are.
I'm like, why is this 70-year-old man palling around?
But he's
T-Rav
ageless
is
too.
like 59.
That's
He is
insane.
No, okay.
54.
Call it up.
Let's look it up.
Are you looking at?
Get into that mic.
Oh, sorry. Let's look it up.
T-Rav is an older gentleman.
Oh yeah, but
I think T-Rav is hot.
I don't know what I think of T-Rav because sometimes I'm like he's Kennedy-esque, and like
When he's sober, he is attractive.
and when he speaks like intelligently, he's attractive. But then when he like dumped Catherine on Facebook, I'm like, you're a child.
Yeah, you're right. My stomach is turning. I'm not attracted
But
to him.
every day I change on T-Rav. Sometimes I do think he's attractive, and sometimes I get he's kind of boyish and charming, and then sometimes he's a
and
piece
the
of shit.
ballad of Catherine and T-Rav. Okay, guys, spoiler alert,
53.
but wow.
What?
T-Rav is wearing it well.
Yes.
Really well. He looks younger than all of
And
us.
fathering kids left and right.
Oh yeah,
I
he's got
cannot believe
no
that.
problem.
Catherine is unhinged.
Catherine is
Super
an all
fertile.
about Eve type.
Yes.
Again, millennials. It's a movie from the late 40s, so it's before my time, I promise. But it is a great movie that you should watch.
Yeah, the millennials are going to run right out to the video store and get all about Eve.
I bet it's on Netflix, guys. I have Netflix.
You're like, they mail me the DVDs?
Right?
Okay, Catherine is, I'm sad. I've said this before. I'm sad she's pregnant and can't drink to really like light her insanity on fire for me
Yes.
this season, but she's still just as crazy.
It's bananas. She's bananas.
And she really has, like, she is now, it feels to me as if she is using the children to
Oh,
get
yeah.
T-Rav for all he's worth. When
You
at
sound
first
like
I felt
Landon.
Landon.
Landon,
Well, she's got her own interests at heart, clearly.
she likes T-Rav, huh?
You hear cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching in episode?
Yeah. Landon reminds me of that song from Little Mermaid. Poor unfortunate souls. So sad. So true.
Landon belongs, I'm going to say something. Landon belongs on The Bachelor, not Southern Charm.
Wow. But she still belongs on TV.
Yes. Oh, yeah. She still belongs on TV. Please, I need her on my screen.
She's just on a boat. She could go on
Exactly.
below
But
deck.
I don't think she is of the quality of Southern charm. She doesn't have
Southern
what it
charm.
takes. She doesn't have any charm.
Yeah, I know.
I find her
we
in
call
her
her
pop-up shop.
marble mouth around here. Cause she's so chef. I can go here, and chef, we're gonna go roast steak and chip. I'm like, what the fuck? And her goddamn horrible ideas that she pitched her father.
He's like, pick one.
She's like, I want to start a travel magazine.
I know at first it was a pop-up shop and then it was a travel. I was like, what's happening? And then just even in the previews for next week of her trying to pitch what she wants to that money guy, I was just like, oh no, that
so
investor,
unfortunate.
not
And now
great.
Danny, I'm worried about because Danny,
I'm very worried about
Oish.
Danny.
guys, remember how darling, as my aunt would say, Danny was season 1?
Yes.
I thought she was gorgeous.
Me too.
And now she's so thin.
She's wasting away. I don't know
Yeah.
what's happening.
She saw herself on TV, as did Catherine's friend that also slept with T-Rav.
Who is that piece of trash?
The one they threw out at the party.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now Patricia, I love. Whitney hates.
Whitney.
Oh, he's
hates.
gross.
And
He's
his
so
stupid
gross.
band. As Casey said in 2 weeks ago on the episode, when they have you playing your guitar on camera, and now this goes for all Bravo shows, they are making fun of you.
And you need to know that. That's
you-
a public service announcement.
Yeah, that's for all you Bravo people, and I hope you're not listening because we're not
Again.
treating you well. This is all said with love and no tagging, but they're making fun of you and your band.
I want to go back to Catherine and T-Rav for 1 second because, and again, spoiler alert, but to have a couple so volatile that hates each other, she slept with 2 of his friends, then sleeps with
In
him,
the same week.
then gets pregnant, and then they break up, hate each other, then she's pregnant again.
I mean,
Seems like she's got the fertility of a millennial.
Well, she's
right.
very young.
She's 22, 23. She was
Yeah.
21 the first time we met
They're
her.
30 years apart. That's a big difference.
That's a huge...
But if I was on a reality show when I was 20, people would be just stunned at how much I used to. I mean, at my house, one time I just pulled wall sconces out of the walls when my parents wouldn't let me go out, and just the wires were hanging out like the Hulk.
Mine wouldn't have been anger. It would have been, people would have thought I was pathetic and sad. It would have just been me like singing Les Mis into a camera. Thinking I could sing. So I don't know which is worse.
Oh wow!
So I'm glad that I wasn't. But so I feel for her in that way. But oh lordy.
And she acts like she's suffering, but she's not. I mean, she's got a full-time nanny. She's got a place to live. She's fine.
Yeah, she's all good, and her parents are clearly. Her parents are very sweet.
And they have this name. Isn't their name like the biggest in town? Like the Ravenows. And
Yeah.
I forget her last name, but they're like
What
good
is her?
stock.
Catherine, something.
And everyone has like a plantation out in like Mole's Corner or wherever it is.
I do wish that
Mount Pleasant.
Cameron's husband would show his face, but I think she's got dignity.
Yes, and as does he. And I think it's good for their relationship. They're going to be fine.
Agreed, but she better get on the baby train.
Yeah,
Or what?
I think it's not good. I think he wants a baby.
I think
Yeah.
he does too. And she has made it clear that those are not her intentions for a while anyway. So
Cameron is so the girl that we just all want to be.
I know. All the guys
know.
love her. She's best friends with everybody.
I know. She's like,
she's-
she can hang out with the guys, but hang out with the girls.
She can talk sports with the guys,
Eat like a,
eat like a trucker,
yeah, but still like pretty as a picture.
and class it up with Patricia.
No, and still has like,
I'm slurring myself like Sonia because Daniela, you presented us with what is this wine?
guys, we have a new
Poulet
wine for the
Foussé.
taking. A Poulet Foussé.
Now Daniela actually has real taste. This is quite good.
It's really
You
good.
can buy it at Whole Foods and other various locations. No. It's my mom's favorite, so I always buy it, and people like it.
It's really
It
good.
is. I remember as
a
a
white.
waitress, it was one of the higher priced ones I try and tell on people
nice.
or tell people to buy. I'd be like, well, you know what you'd like, never having tried it. And I would say it wrong, like Poulet Foussé. I also called tuna Niçoise tuna Nuis for a year or two. So,
You're like, you want some filet mignon, gay?
Tuna Nuis. So guys, again, my 20s were not a great time.
Wow. Southern Charm. If you're not watching, please watch.
Get on the train. It is.
I wish we could rename this podcast Southern Charm. You thought I was going to come up with some type of pun or better name, but just simply Southern Charm.
They don't even have a spin on it. It's just Southern Charming. Does that help?
Southern Charm. I'm loving Shaw's. There's a lot of good shows
like
out there.
some good shows and good shows to come.
And I actually stuck with just one line about There Goes the Motherhood. A lot of our friends have given feedback, June Diane, that they, don't want to see kids screaming and crying.
Yeah, she found it dark, I believe.
On their time off. And I totally get that. But I was pretty shocked to see the kind of stylist mother.
The one with the big hair.
The one with the big hair shows us that she keeps a mortgage on the place that she lived at before she got married to her husband as a fuck pad for her and her husband.
Who
Get a
kinda
hotel.
Seems like a jerk. He seems like a jerk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like he kind of won the lottery and he just seems a little jerky. I mean, she seems awesome.
Yeah.
Except for her hair.
Yeah, and they go to Burning Man and they have like a costume rack full of like weird clothes.
It's very Carlton in that way. To put the costume rack.
She
Without the
did really
witch.
give a nice dress to that other woman.
She did. She made her look good.
She made this woman look good to go have sex with her husband, and it worked.
Yeah.
And I found myself tearing up. I know probably one of you have seen this show, but I'm going to say it. This couple had not gone out on a date night since their kids.
Oh, they're the ones with the 4 kids.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They went out. She came
pool.
down the stairs having been styled by this other woman with the fuck pad, and she she looked so beautiful. And his response I thought was so genuine and beautiful.
It was. He was shocked. His mouth was on the floor.
He said, "You look so beautiful." I was like, "This is a love story for all time." We'd like to get into Beverly Hills, the final frontier.
Thank God, guys. Thank God. It's over. We have put it out of its misery. This season was fucked.
Horrible. And yet I have had people come up to me, and by the way, I've been out, I'll be bra shopping, I'll be doing anything, and people stop me and they will just launch into their own opinions, which I really love.
I appreciate
and
that.
And many
Someone-
people have said, like, we didn't think it was as bad as you guys think it is.
Really? Why? What were their reasonings for? What do they enjoy about it?
Well, I didn't talk to them that long.
I need to find out why I'm wrong. 'Cause I'm always
busy.
I trust, getting that bra on. I'm curious what they like, because even with season 3, we're still talking about Munchausen. We're still Rinna's still talking about those things that happened off camera. I'm not interested.
I found it a chore. You said it.
Yes, it was.
Boring. It's really boring.
What did you think of the season, Daniela?
I thought it was boring. I don't like the new blonde at all with the hot husband.
Catherine.
Yeah, I really don't.
Guys,
Why
I'm
was
going to say something. I don't think the husband's that hot. There,
Neither do I.
said it.
Really?
Yes, not for me.
Why was Catherine up Vanderpump's ass at the reunion? She was just like, I know this woman and she has revealed herself to me. She's been vulnerable to me. I'm like, what? When?
Yolanda, I felt bad for her. Yeah. I did.
I did, but then there was one moment in this reunion where I was like, all right, Yolanda, you posted that picture of you in that like refrigeration chamber
where she was
or
mad they were
whatever, and
laughing?
you did post it for attention, not just, it did look ridiculous, whatever you want to say about it. It didn't feel serious. It felt like, oh my God, guys, look what I got to do. It felt like you even thought it was silly. So then when they thought it was silly, you were like, oh, that's what, I'm sick. I'm glad you found it funny. I was like, I thought you found it a little fun. Like, I thought she was being a little bit sensitive at that point. Just going to say that.
Wow, Danielle, you're on the line.
No, because she did, I saw that Instagram post and she.
Yeah, you saw it in real time.
Yeah,
when it hit.
And yeah, so when it hit the presses, I was right on it. And it felt to me that she was saying, oh, look how ridiculous, like I have to go through this. Don't I look ridiculous? You didn't look sad in the post. You didn't look upset in the post.
I would agree with you, but I don't think Jolanda has any sense of humor about herself. Like, I don't think she's ever doing anything to be funny.
Yes, that I hear you on. But I also felt like, I don't know. I just felt like it was like, yes, it's not nice to hear the people talking about you behind your back, but it felt like that wasn't a serious moment. And it does seem like you're on the mend, and it does seem like that was a crazy big contraption. Look what I'm doing. So I'm just going to say that.
I'm also kind of over Lisa Vanderpump.
Oh, yeah.
I really am. I think she's boring.
You think she's run her course?
I think so. I think it's time.
Who would you guys say should not come back next year?
I would be okay if Lisa Vanderpump didn't come back, and the new girl, Catherine.
I'd be okay if they cleared the decks and
Me
just
too,
kept
yeah.
Erica.
I'm fine with them clearing the decks.
Like, let's get a new cast in. Let's get some new blood.
I thought that Lisa Vanderpump was I know she's always been a liar in some way or another and manipulative, but to be in
I don't find her that way.
I found that she was lying tonight when everyone was like, you don't see how people think that you're a little bit manipulative. And she seemed to be like, no, like it was hitting her for the first time. She's like, I mean, I know people say it, but I don't understand it. That felt like to me someone who knows and who has and is so scared to admit what they are and who they are.
Well, in this new theme that when she finally opened up and said she'd been in an abusive relationship and everyone was like applauding, they're like, yes, this is what we needed from you. We needed to know like your life has been hell.
Yeah.
And like, this is how people bond. We need to know things are bad for you.
Yeah, that felt like
it was just
creepy
weird.
moment. Like, as long as we know we're all going through hell, we're fine. It's like, no, she can be okay and have a good life. But that's not what I needed from Lisa Vanderpump. I just need a little bit of like, the steel, like when we all can see her being manipulative to like it's a little bit, we can see it now. It's not so
I felt
hidden.
in the third reunion, like Lisa Rinna was it was setting in slowly but surely as the minutes ticked by that like I've made a huge mistake. Like I thought outspoken was the way to go, but now I see, oh God.
She got real quiet.
Real quiet. And she realized I made an ass of myself.
Yeah, the entire season, and she didn't notice it. Even watching herself back, it wasn't until the reunion that I think it finally started to sit in and sink in that she was not.
It's not exciting anymore. Like I get really excited for the other ones.
Yeah, New York, I have a charge.
Yeah,
and Atlanta too. Atlanta gives me a charge.
Atlanta, we are fools for not starting with Atlanta.
And even just like I hear one of them or I look at one of their Instagrams and I'm like, oh, what do you got for me today, Kenya? Like I'm obsessed.
I'm like, Portia. I know. And you know, how about when Brandy did that video?
that was not nice. Like she said she's not even on the show. We can't defend ourselves.
It was scary.
Yeah.
Why did they
I'm scared of
go
Brandy.
to Brandy?
I bet you people miss her. Viewers.
They do, but that reminded me why I don't miss her, because I have too said myself this season, oh, I miss Brandy. But then I was like, oh, no, I don't.
Right. I think
Brandy is such a broken toy. She is. And she's someone who will never be made whole.
No. And do you think she was broken before all that stuff happened,
Yes.
getting cheated on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's always been that girl.
Because I felt sad for her, you know, like that's not easy, and to happen so publicly, like nobody wants
course.
that.
Not to get spiritual, but Brandy strikes me as a person that's always like, oh, my life is horrible, everything's horrible, and it's manifesting itself over and over, just misery.
Yeah, but I feel for her. I still feel for her. Like, I don't think she's a monster, but I don't want to watch her. I said I wanted to watch her a few episodes ago, and now I'm like,
It
no.
makes me uncomfortable.
Me too, and maybe
like
this is controversial, but I did feel like Lisa Vanderpump liked her.
I did.
feel like
I
she and Ken really
sure.
did take her under their
Yes.
wing, and like
And I feel she betrayed them.
I do, and I thought that was really nasty.
Yes, I do. I think, and I thought when they turned on her and got everyone to turn on her 2 seasons ago, that felt nasty. But I do feel like Vanderpump is manipulative, and it's just, I don't know, maybe she's just not as good at it. Sorry, I'm throwing the pouille foussé. But
Danielle's had 3 sips of pouille
Guys,
foussé.
I'm a
I've like
lightweight.
drained the bottle.
I am a lightweight in terms of I don't drink that much ever. So like for me, a sip is just like, woo!
I wish that was the case for me.
Guys.
I really felt sad when Andy was like, "You guys are in the Mile High Club," and Kyle
I know.
started whistling like
Yeah.
I know.
and rolling her eyes. I'm like, Kyle.
I don't even want to. I started to like go like, I don't want to picture you guys in the Mile
But
High
Kyle
Club.
was so proud.
I know.
She's like, I'm gonna whistle because I don't want to. It's like, Kyle.
Well, she's so proud of Mauricio.
so proud.
So proud. Yeah.
I guess I'm proud of my husband.
I'm proud of mine too, but I don't. If someone, I'm not.
Well,
in the
Danielle,
Mile High
your husband was one of our most favorited guests,
Some people have.
Mr. Adam Pally.
Yes.
And then you should be proud of your husband. You know, we're all proud of our husbands, but like, God.
Yeah. She's just one of those women that likes to brag.
Yeah.
And
she
though I
is.
did say, I said nice things about my husband tonight, but I also said I liked Shep. So I don't know.
But then you quickly likened your husband to Shep.
You did.
Yes, that is true. But then I also like Shep.
I made no move to liken my husband to Craig.
Craig does have those dimples. I'm not going to lie. I go back and forth on Craig.
He's super cute.
Well, second season Craig was a disaster, but,
Yes,
now,
but
I
now-
love Naomi. I think Naomi
Me
is
too.
just gorgeous.
See how we're in Beverly Hills and we go back to Southern Charm because Nothing interesting is happening in Beverly
It
Hills.
pulls you back.
I mean, any final words on Beverly Hills? Erica.
Let's hope for better things next year.
Yeah.
I will say Kyle does seem, with this whole like stuff with Vanderpump, she does seem like a victim of abuse on some level. Like the way that she talks about her, like, guys, it's okay. She's still like that thing is kind of eerie. I find that to be a little sad and creepy. And what is that?
I
in
think both Kyle and Lisa, and I think this happens kind of to everyone on the Housewives at some point, which is that they get rocked to their core when all the women gang up on them.
Yes.
And everybody kind of has their time. And after that happens, at all costs, they will band together with another woman. And it's just human nature.
It's like Survivor, the reality show. It's like you have to form an alliance if you don't have an alliance.
And that's why I've never liked those shows like Survivor and this and that. And I'm like, I'm watching that on the Housewives. It's just social.
And there's just
Better
they
clothes.
probably eat more on Survivor.
Better clothes.
And we're back to New York, to
New
where
York.
the grass is green.
And the living is easy.
Or hard, but it makes it fun to watch.
Daniela, what did you think about this episode?
Well, I think that we all decided Bethany's hair looks great.
Yes.
Over on the Upper East Side.
I personally, I gotta jump in right there. I didn't love the straightened look that she wore to Ramona's party. I like it in the testimonials where it's kind of beachy.
She had sort of a middle part, and that's the first time we've seen that with that hair.
My hairdresser told me that if you're not pretty, you can't middle part.
I middle part.
You're pretty.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
And I don't
God.
want anyone to say anything. I don't middle part because I don't feel like it's flattering to my tiny, tiny head.
I have the head of a pale pumpkin.
Yeah, me too.
And I have the head of, you know that little creature on Beetlejuice where like they go to like
At the end,
there's that tiny little person with,
like sitting on the
a shrunken
couch.
head.
He's like,
that when I put my hair back.
My mom used to have to cut my Halloween costumes to get them over my head.
wow.
Yeah.
Guys, we all have our crosses.
Well, that's some truths from
we
your
all have
hairdresser.
some crosses to bear.
Now, when we started watching New York, you brought some truths right to us via Celebrity Net Worth.
I did.
Daniela says that when she's bored, this is what she does with her time.
Now, I always ogle.
Pooey Fusay is getting to all of us.
Pooey Fusay.
right
You
after-
shouldn't have.
You Google someone, it says like that person net worth. So you have
Does
to click
it?
it.
I don't think I've ever seen that thing.
And then
Okay.
you just go down a hole of celebrity net worths for
But
hours.
I don't know if it's true.
I know, but maybe there's a little truth to it. And if it is, Carol has the most money.
Radziwill.
Yes, twice as much as Bethany, according to
How is that
website.
possible?
What?
with
Okay,
the
I have to
skinny
look
girl
this up
fortune,
while
with
we're
the skinny
talking.
girl empire. She has hummus. Like, how could she be worth more than Carol? I mean, less than Carol.
Carol can't even afford a staircase. Wood on her staircase is just like a.
You guys, that was aesthetic.
I know, I know.
Sorry.
Carol gave quite a slam to Jules' apartment where she said to her house in the Hamptons, where she said, what did she say? I've been to. There was nothing decorated, basically.
Yeah, basically it looked like a bomb had gone off. Like
Yeah.
it's decorated there, but there was like there was building materials, but like no building.
Oh, no lumber.
No
No
lumber.
lumber. She said just dirt.
Her house was dirt. Carol was slamming people left and right this episode. It kind of felt like
Although I've said it before, but I did hear from some certain sources that Carol gets her testimonial jokes written for her. And the one where she's like, oh, God.
is that job open? Do I have an opportunity?
You have a big opportunity here. When she said, oh God, I wrote it down. Guys, talk amongst yourselves.
But who did it say was the slum of the bunch? Like who was the poor one of the bunch? Luann?
I think so.
Luann is not great this season. I don't know what's going on,
But
but
who
it
knows?
feels tough. It
I
feels
thought
rough
those
and
tears
tough.
were fake.
I know.
No, I thought that they were real.
And Sonia, who knows what's real? It's all just...
Sonia, you had the question of the night with Sonia's scarf and the fur, and you were like, "Are those two separate things? Are they one entity?" Danielle
You
asked.
also had the comment of the night when Cookie, Bethany's dog, ambled out. You go, Cookie's still alive?
You said, "I can't believe that dog is still alive."
They cloned Cookie.
Okay.
Cookie Jr.
Cookie JR. Okay, this is what Carol said in her testimonial. She's like, Bethany was just giving constructive criticism, or in this case, construction criticism.
I couldn't have written a joke that good, so I bow out.
It's pretty funny.
I bow out of the running for that job.
It is pretty funny. Well, we kicked off New York with Bethany in her apartment, in her daughter's room with an assistant. And we did mention Bethany's assistants over the years have been fair to middling. It's a bit of motley crew. I think we can all agree.
I mean, they're not Sonia's interns bad, but it hasn't been.
Can you imagine what that job must be like? Come on.
Bethany's.
Oof.
Oh,
Roof.
The one of them was in leather pants, crouched on the ground, like showing Bryn's outfits that she's taken photos of. That was insane.
Yeah.
It feels like Bryn has good taste, though. I honestly, like, she had like a whole, like, I literally was like, couldn't Bryn pick out some outfits for me? Like, she had some stripes. She had some taste. She had some stripes.
I mean, Bryn okaying her outfits the way a stylist, like, if I have a stylist do my outfit, she'll lay the clothes out like that and show a photo so like what jewelry and stuff to wear. To do that for a 5-year-old?
I don't even know where they were going. Vacation?
Unclear. Like, that was...
Yeah.
They seem to be going on a vacation. I'm happy and sad that Bryn's not on the show. I'm happy because I think it's healthier for Bryn in her life that she doesn't have cameras following around and get these people involved in her life and she doesn't know who they are and then they disappear one day. But God, do I want to see her. I want to see what she's become, what she's turned into, because we haven't seen her since she was little.
I don't think Jason's going to let her be on camera.
No
Oh,
way.
no. And it's, I haven't been divorced, but I can only imagine it must be really strange. Like, it's so clear how much Bethany loves Bryn and loves her daughter, of course, but to have the experience where you have a baby and then immediately divorce from someone and that child is half of them. And obviously, of course, you would love your child so much.
Like him.
Yes. Yeah. That's got to be just so complicated. Call me Oprah, guys.
Together forever, no matter what.
Yeah, that's
and
Catherine and T-Rav.
Oh, God. Times two.
Back to the SC.
Can't get out of Southern charm.
And T-Rav Jr., has he been born? I assume he's been born.
Yeah,
on
I think
the show.
he must be.
Maybe he just wanted a boy, and that's why they went back in.
But you don't know what you're going to get.
No, but...
You never know.
They were going to agree to keep going.
I don't think we've seen the end of that lineage. Like, I think that there's another. There's no way there's not 3 of those T-Rav, Catherine combos. What about, Jules tried to make a joke.
Oh, boy.
And you pointed out that it was actually from Zoolander, which I did
she
not
was
realize.
talking about Bethany's Hamptons house, and she says, "What is this? A center for ants?" And that's a line from Zoolander, and it was tough.
I didn't know it.
It's like someone being like, doing like Borat and being like,
Yeah.
like my wife.
"My wife." It's just like, yeah,
That's always funny.
okay, you're right, guys.
I didn't get the joke, and I've seen Zoolander, so for some reason it didn't stick out in my head, but it's been years. But it was a rough moment, despite it being a quote.
The whole Jules Bethany thing is interesting to me. It has, and I'm going to say it echoes from Beverly Hills reunion, which this whole idea of vulnerability, which is like, I hate someone and someone said my house was a money pit. But if I just cry a little bit and open up about my life's problems, suddenly we're bonded.
Yes.
Bethany was jealous. Excuse me.
And the fact that Jules revealed to her eating disorder, that Bethany was like, okay, I like her now.
It's like, no shit, she's got an eating disorder.
Yeah, but it was as if to say, oh, you have vulnerabilities, now I can like you. Your life is not perfect, now I can like you. And that's not, we all have vulnerabilities. None of us are perfect, but the fact that someone has to reveal them to you in order for you to like not call their house a money pit
it
is
seems
not
just
great.
kind of mean.
Yeah.
I think she was intimidated. Looks happily married with 2 kids. She's pretty. She's skinny. Bethany's used to being the skinniest. So, she didn't want on her turf.
She felt threatened, and now,
I think so.
and now she's like, okay, I know her weakness, so I can.
Right.
And I do think it was kind of this ritual between women of like, she lowered herself to me. She bowed down and showed me her,
showed me her
shitting
belly.
the bed moment.
She did. She showed her that she can.
You
shit
know,
the bed,
it's just like when I told you guys that, it's like, I just don't want everyone to think I'm perfect. That's important for me.
But it's weird because we've all shit the bed, so it's you still need to
I'll
show
come
more.
up with something
you need
else.
To go darker, go deeper. You think I haven't shit the bed?
You think we could go deeper and darker?
Give me more. Give me grosser.
Wow. Jules is, we've said not the brightest, but
Not the most articulate.
Her hair's amazing.
I don't love it.
What?
Controversial, I know.
My dream hair.
It's too long for me.
Oh, it's so nice.
too much for me.
It's
As
not
everybody
Kyle
knows.
long.
Yes, Kyle's looks ridiculous,
No.
but now Kyle's cut hers anyway. But still, it's too much, especially because she's so thin. I don't know. It's
Well, I was a little bit confused because, they taped the testimonials later. So I'm going back and forth trying to follow this fight. And they're so angry at each other. And Jules is really throwing out some accusations.
Oh, yeah.
Bethany's got new money and we're old money. And Bethany's like, she's always talking about, being Jewish. And I'm just kind of like, what? I mean, is she talking about it that much? She doesn't seem to. I guess she does.
I will say that like new money versus old money. Like old
the
money
difference?
is like in Jules's role. What is it? Like her parents were rich.
Yeah,
like, that's
I don't
not
think it's
old
like-
money.
But is it Jules's parents? I hate to
I don't know.
his
split
parents?
hairs.
I don't know.
Again, I don't know. Oh, I don't think I revealed this on the podcast last week. Jules, guys, went to my high school. I found out. We graduated
Spanish
from
River?
Spanish River High School.
How did you know that?
How did you know?
We spoke about it. I have camp friends from Spanish River.
Camp, you guys and your camp friends.
I know that
It's a Jew
every
thing.
Jew thing.
Yeah.
Every Jew
Oh, I was
has
gonna
a
say, I
friend.
went to Girl Scout camp.
No, every Jew has a camp friend from Boca Raton.
It's true.
What it is. I am your Jewish camp friend from Boca
Yeah,
Raton.
you're my camp friend, having never gone to camp with you.
You're a Jewish camp friend. But yeah, so that's like Boca is not. No one has old money. Like everyone like came from the shtetl. Like it's not like
Also,
a generation
if
back.
you really
so-
have old money, you don't say that.
Yes.
So
like
with all due
T-Rav is
respect-
old. T-Rav, Shep, that's old money.
Calm down.
Right.
Did I reveal this on the podcast?
What?
Yes, I did.
What?
I don't want to repeat myself because I just don't want to bore anyone. But my friend Amanda told me that Shep went to a boarding school in my
No,
town.
you did not say this.
I didn't.
I don't believe you did.
I'm sorry if it's a
Right.
repeat.
Yeah.
It's the poulet foussé. Do you guys think I'm old money because I pronounce it poulet foussé?
I said pulley pussy. Pussy pussy.
Pussy for sale.
Pussy for sale. Guys, go pick up some pussy for sale.
No, everyone's gonna be like, "What? We can't even find that wine."
Go to your local Whole Foods and be like, I'd like some pussy for sale. And you are going to get arrested.
I'll tell you. So Shep went to this school called oh God, I'll think of it. But was in a small town. I went to T.C. Williams of Remember the Titans. Please don't forget them. And
I love that movie.
yeah,
So good.
And so I went to this I loved it so much, but just we learned nothing, public school. And then there was this, it was called, oh my God, I can't believe I'm not remembering it. It was this very, very, very fancy boarding school. And so we kind of coexisted and we would like be at the bagel shop together mingling. I feel like I did tell this.
slum with you guys sometime?
No, it was like the twain shan't not meet. And I learned phrases like that at TC, where I played a boy in Fiddler on the Roof and realized my dreams. But
we couldn't afford a theater. Spanish River.
well, we would see them like walking, and it was all these cute guys and everything. But it was like, oh, I know we're not good enough for them. Like it was just like a known thing, and you knew
your
it,
place.
and knew my place. And apparently Shep. Apparently he was there when I was in high school. I thought Shep was much younger than me.
No, I think he's our age.
Wow.
He just acts very young.
Yeah.
Sleeps around a lot.
Yeah,
I
it's real
know. And Landon's so in love with him. Okay. I know we've turned this podcast into Southern Charm. Okay. I mean, let's go to Ramona being an alcoholic.
Ramona and Sonia and that confrontation all while eating nuts.
So many nuts were eaten while an accusation that was pretty intense was thrown.
Yeah, she said, Bethany is saying that she's ashamed of you and that's why she doesn't want you at her at your party. And then she goes, and actually, I'm ashamed of you too, and I don't want to be seen out with you.
Yeah, Ramona basically says, since my divorce, I have not wanted to keep your company because, you are the company you keep, which is a shock because Ramona and Sonia have just like been complete asses together for 8 years.
Yes,
Thick as
they are
thieves.
inseparable.
Yes. And so
Sony and Mona.
Sony and Mona, for Mona to say to Sony, like, you drink too much and you're always falling down. And then she was so open. She's like, I don't know if it's the meds. I don't know if it's the combo platter. And then Sonia is chomping on nuts.
The whole time.
And moves on quite quickly. She's like, well, I don't think so. She's like, listen, I got to tell you about Luann. It's like someone has just, Danielle, you said the funniest thing.
What did I say? I can't
You were
remember.
like, if someone said that to me, that would be certainly a conversation ender, probably a friendship ender. Not like more nuts.
Not like-
Listen about Luann.
Yeah, I don't move on from that quickly. And they seem to just walk right through it as if it didn't happen and moved on.
They glided right on to the fact that Luann, they think, is a bigger alcoholic.
It was just, I'm going to say impressive. And maybe I should start to not take obliteration of my soul by a friend.
So personally.
Now, Dorinda's sporting some testimonial looks that are controversial.
Heinous.
There was the blue space outfit, which which June Diane
Loves.
liked.
And now we debuted a hot pink look with a slick back hair, much like Rinna's, a hot pink
Swirls.
and a hot pink lip.
Someone has told her, be bold.
Yeah.
Make your testimonial looks bold.
Like, your name is Dorinda.
Act like
I'm
it.
telling you, she takes it from the dry cleaner. The
You
leftovers.
see, Daniela was saying that John steals the leftovers and brings them home for Dorinda's.
On your receipt,
picking.
it says if left more than 60 days, she takes
We're giving
it.
them to Dorinda.
Yep. It's their disclaimer.
I mean, it's such a bold look, and oh God, and all of them wearing red at Ramona's party, and Ramona wearing like this beachy, bubbly, what were those curls?
Those curls felt pageant.
Sexy
They did.
curls from, you
They
said
did.
2000.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was big then.
And wearing like high boots and a red dress. It's like at my father's wedding last year, I wore a red lace Diane von Furstenberg dress that I thought was classy when I bought it, but then was 5 months pregnant. So I did buy a bigger size. But what I didn't realize is like when you're pregnant, everything becomes so short
Yes.
because of your, I looked like a damn hooker. It looked like I was protesting. Yes. I
Also,
can't even.
she cuts petite because I wear her stuff. She cuts short.
Well, no, what do you mean she cuts petite? Oh, Diane. I thought you meant, oh God,
Yes.
I thought you meant Ramona. I was like, what? She cuts petite, I'll tell you that. And I don't want to tell you this because it's a very fashionable woman we're sitting with. I was wearing it with black tights, so I just looked like a prostitute.
I would have done that. Is that a no?
That's a no.
Oh, Daniela, help me. Help me in my striped wardrobe.
Guys, it was Christmas time, so I'm like, ew, cute. Red lace, black tights? What's the problem? I looked.
Did you wear patent leather?
No, but a black pump. It was awful.
What should she have done? What should she have worn?
None of the above.
Audience.
Did you have to keep pulling it down on the front?
Pulling it down, there was nowhere to even pull it over my little sausage thighs. It was a disaster. Oh, wow. What else? I mean, we're nearing the end. I mean, there's so much more to talk about. Luann's jangly necklace, Dorinda's weird-ass Jetstar silver necklace.
Yes. Also, that shirt that Jules wore to the meeting with Bethany, where she had I didn't realize that those were her bones. I thought those were elbows patches sticking out of the shirt. I did not know. I literally thought, and you guys were like, oh, what is that shirt about? And I was like, what? It's cute patches. And you guys were like, those are not patches, Danielle. Those are her arms.
Odd place to have a cutout.
It was a strange cutout.
It's not a cutout you're expecting. And I realize millennials cutouts are in right now.
not an elbow.
Yeah.
Hey, millennials.
Met Paul. Knock, knock.
Odd future.
Who's there? Millennials.
Odd future. That's a musician. Or is he just the future?
No, that's the weekend.
The weekend,
Yeah,
sorry.
And then there's future.
There's the weekend and then there's future.
Just gonna polish off this Pouille Foussé.
There's Poussey.
Like, is anyone even still listening? What are we even discussing? I love Dorinda's toast to Ramona. We've heard nothing but that this friendship is over. And then she delivers a graceful, gorgeous toast, but one in which I felt like she ended it by saying, like, to the ladies who lunch proudly. It's like, that's actually kind of a derogatory phrase for women who don't work and drink wine at noon on a weekday. Don't be proud of that.
She knew her audience.
Yes.
Up there.
They were all proud. That's an
yes.
Upper East Side.
Yes.
And Bethany's comment about how these women are just like look the same every year. They put them in a closet.
Did make me laugh.
That did make me laugh, Bethany. Yeah. Bethany is a funny.
She is.
Funny
She
girl.
just needs to be a little less miserable. And then she'd be really funny, in my opinion.
And quick back to Beverly Hills, though, when Andy made them each say something nice about each other, it reminded me of like a teenage sleepover where you're like, you have to say something nice about somebody. Like, oh, that felt so strange. And then Lisa Rinna said about Vanderpump, funny. It was just like funny. Vanderpump was seething.
Well, yes, I think Bethany does she made me laugh a lot tonight, but then she'll say things like that she thinks are like going to be new skinny girl slogans like Cal and I are frenemies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a t-shirt already being made of that. Like the minute she said it, she jotted it down or she even thought of it, made a t-shirt, set it online, and now it's out on Instagram today. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
she's like
always,
TM, ding.
Ramona said something funny. I can't.
Oh God, Ramona did have a really funny moment when she was at lunch with oh God, who was she with? Carol and Bethany.
Yes.
Oh, yes, she did.
God, what was it? It was just a really funny like read of it.
Yeah. Ramona, I love, and I have such a love-hate with Ramona. She is an OG New York, and so I love her.
I have a question. Is Ramona hurting over her marriage ending with Mario?
Yes, definitely. She's not over that. Mario was the love of her life, and he accepted her for crazy. She didn't have to be anything else but Ramona.
Remember when they were playing doubles all those years?
He humiliated her.
Yeah.
Also.
You think?
To boot.
Yeah, walking in her own, in her marital bed.
Yeah.
It's okay to shit
One
it.
thing just shitting it.
But you don't.
You don't screw
Have
it.
sex with another.
Shitting it anytime you want.
Yeah, shit every night.
You don't.
You don't bring
But you don't
another
do.
woman into that marital bed.
And the preview for next week had my striped shirt over my mouth. Your mouth was agape, Danielle.
Yes.
When Dorinda just yells,
That's right. Your husband left you. Like that to me was
It's a low blow.
cold and low.
these women are dirty dogs. Like when anyone gets one chance, they're like to Bethany, they're like, and you don't have a man.
That's always the go-to with her, that she doesn't have a man. She doesn't want, or she said it herself. She's like, unless he's exactly what I need, I have other things. I can have sex with a guy. I have my fortune. I don't feel lonely. I'm okay.
Contrary to the fact that we're doing a podcast in some ways making fun of, and I think, we love lovingly.
This is all said with love, and
Yes,
it changes every week.
Danielle and I are huge feminists. We absolutely love and support women, but there is something so dark that goes on with these women on these shows where it's like they're so aware of each other's weaknesses and they want them to know their own weaknesses, and they're going to be the first one to just, if someone's got a great business, it's like, but you're not married.
Yeah, it's just like
So dark.
It is, and they go for the jugular every time.
And so do we when we talk about them.
I think I said some nice things this week, at least about Shep. I know.
I have one more thing to end on, which is that we forgot to mention when Brandy said she liked Eileen's hair. It was on point this season. I think that was just a shock.
Yeah,
That was like nasty.
Yeah, it felt a little bit tough. Yeah.
Also, Brandy's got no hair. It's all fake.
What?
Yeah, she shouldn't throw stones.
What do you mean?
Casey and I are so. It's every time someone tells us something, it's like we've been in a hole for years, and someone shows us the sun for the first time. We're like, oh wait, there's a sun.
There's ample extensions in that hair for volume.
I did not.
Oh, you think it's thin?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Trust.
Trust and believe.
Trust. Believe you guys with that. Trust Daniella Pally.
Hashtag trust millennials. Or as
Hashtag Odd Future.
Odd Future. I think that's old already.
Everybody look at Odd Future. Is that something? Is that a person?
# trust.
No, it's not a pound.
Oh, okay. # trust.
Hashtag.
Guys, we had some reviews to read about Phaedra and Kenya's workout videos. We don't even have time.
we don't even have enough time. We'll get to those another podcast another day. Guys, I don't know what's happening with this.
Fusay. You know what? I'm going to make a promise to myself to not drink so much next week. I don't know what happened. What a night. Daniella Pally.
Really fun. Thank you.
We adore you.
We adore you.
Back at you.
You've got some really nice opinions and some really hurtful ones.
And we appreciate all the above.
Yeah. No tagging. Thank you so much for listening as always.
And thank you to our listeners for all the comments and all the things you send us. We read them all. Again, we say this every week, but all the news and the sightings and everything you've heard and seen, I need to know them all. So thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hi, everybody. This is David Gregory, and I want to tell you about my new podcast, The David Gregory Show. It is that easy to remember. And it's me talking to all sorts of really interesting people, getting them off their regular script into deeper, more personal conversations, like Ariana Huffington about parenthood.
I think especially for mothers, they take the baby out and they put the guilt in.
Or Bravo TV's Andy Cohen on being less afraid.
Look, I'm a single gay dude on a late night talk show. If I can't overshare, who can?
We'll have a new program every Friday, so go to iTunes, Stitcher, or whatever your favorite podcast app, and download The David Gregory Show and eavesdrop on really cool conversations. Thanks for listening.
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Ackerman, Adam Sachs, and Chris Bannon. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.